Today I'll be reviewing Vampires vs. the Bronx just for you, right here on Movies in a Nutshell.
One night with you guys and I already have vampires and thugs trying to kill me. Vampire! Go!
Hello and welcome to Movies in a Nutshell, where we talk about movies in a quick way so you can get out their day. I am your friendly neighborhood detective Artemis, and before we go on, you hit that thumbs up button because I know it, you know it, my dad as a vampire knows it. You really want to like this. Please, do you like my set? Because I was told that my blue background was boring and uninspiring, and you know what? It kinda was, but I'm lazy sometimes. So I figured I'd be like every other YouTuber and just put their little Funko Pop collection on display, just to sort of spice it up, and you know what? I kinda like it. So when I'm not at the studio, I'll actually be at home in my remote office. And by office, I mean my son's room. That's okay, he don't need it. Today our movie will be Vampires vs. the Bronx. In this video, we'll be talking about spoilers, so if you haven't seen Vampires vs. the Bronx yet, hit that watch later button on this video, go and watch the movie, and then come back in and join the discussion. Go! Or if you don't care about spoilers, sit back and let's talk. Vampires vs. the Bronx is about a group of kids who are trying to stop these vampires from taking over the community and eating all its residents. It's almost like a Resident Evil. The way the vampires are taking over the community is that they're buying out all the major buildings and stores and making the owners cash out with some big money. Lucky, I'll sell that in a heartbeat. Only $5 billion. It's my minimum. And how exactly are they able to buy out all these buildings? Because they're fucking rich vampires. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm a little tired of seeing rich vampires. I know that sort of comes with the mythos, but I would like to see some poor vampires for a change because they got nothing to lose. In those buildings that they're buying out, they're actually turning those into nests to bring in other vampires and have an endless supply of people to eat without any consequence. And why? Because apparently in the Bronx, nobody fucking cares if you go missing. That's sad. Is that social commentary? I think so. Our main characters here are very likable and relatable. I thought they were all good, but to me, Bobby was the best of the three because he had the most conflict and developed most as a character. A wild Zoe Saldana appears. The vampires here looked awesome and had a pretty creepy presence to them, something you don't exactly see anymore in vampire shows and movies. Unfortunately, they get bested by these kids quickly and pretty easily, which in turn makes these vampires look like a bunch of geeks. It makes them look even worse because they've been alive through centuries and countless battles and stuff, only to be beaten by these kids using church cookies and holy water balloons. What a waste. A wild Method Man appears, and he was actually pretty funny. I liked him. You don't take a sprite that belongs to a priest. I learned that the hard way. Now, I like the little vampire Easter eggs that were in this movie, like the name of the vampire's real estate company called Morneau, which is the name of the director of Nosferatu, considered to be the first vampire movie. Yes, it even predates Dracula with good old Bela Lugosi. And the image on the company is that of Vlad the Impaler. Impaler? I barely know her, which is one of the main inspirations for Bram Stoker's Dracula. Now, that movie adaptation would have been perfect had it not been for the poor performances of Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder. How dare you do that to the best actor alive right now, Gary Oldman, which I just learned right now that he actually won an Oscar 2 years ago for Darkest Hour. Well, thank God, the man deserves a lot more. But now, can we give one to Liam Neeson, please? Because he has a certain set of skills. Watching this movie made me remember other horror comedies like Vampire in Brooklyn and Leprechaun in the Hood, which are fun movies in their own right. And hell, I'll be the first to say I love Leprechaun Back to the Hood because it had the funniest moments and the most interesting characters. Yes, offense, Jennifer. I usually talk about balance in horror comedies because you don't want to overdo the comedy or underdo the horror, and I think the balance here was just fine. It felt more like a horror than comedy, and I love that. Whereas movies like The Babysitter felt more like a comedy than horror. In fact, it was like a gore comedy, which is cool and all, but I'll take more horror any day because I'm a whore for that horror. The movie ends when main character Miguel kills Commander Vivian in a very anticlimactic way. He just slowly jousts her with a stick on his bike, and she's dead. Again, these kids made these battle-worn vampires look like a bunch of fucking geeks. And that's it. No signs of a sequel, roll credits, wham bam, thank you Bram. Now it is time to rate the movies. Let's bring out the ratings bar. We have awesome must watch, damn fine movie, good dumb fun, watching your board, and avoid at all costs. To me, this movie had likable characters, good acting, and very cool looking vampires. It's funny at times and serious when it needed to be. But the main conflict feels a little flat and a little convenient for the characters. Again, they did this shit pretty easily. And there could have been some more horror atmosphere. However, the movie doesn't try to pretend to be something that's not. And with only being an hour and 25 minutes, it makes it a very easy watch. And I was entertained all the way through. So I hereby declare Vampires vs. the Bronx good dumb fun. So what do you think of Vampires vs. the Bronx? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to this amazing channel. I am Detective Artemis, and hey yo, the fuck you say about the Bronx?